6:30, 6:40 is when your Guardians Live pregame will begin here on MMS. And remember, all month long, you can use the promo code RADIO for 12%. Can we please start doing that? Yeah. CLE Clothing Company? Use the promo code RADIO for 12% off, 20% off. Nice big round number. Easy for a dope like me to remember. Maybe a dope like you. You can remember it too. So if you're shopping online, you're in one of their stores. Those stores are fun. When you walk in, it smells like Cleveland in the best possible way. It's got a mix of sandalwood and lavender. Last time I was in CLE Clothing Store. Right downtown. New studios right around the corner. You can hand Poundcake a wireless mic and have him walk down there. Try to get himself 12% off at CLE Clothing Company.
Yes.
We were talking... What an ad-libber. We were talking about Pete Rose and how he had gotten himself, embroiled in what at the time was being called a statutory rape allegation. And this comes up, this is of men from a different time. This is a common thread. They'll get a little bit older, and somebody will go, hey, remember when X, Y, and Z? Generational thing, right? Were there teenage girls throwing themselves at rock stars in the 60s and the 70s? Of course. Was it a problem? Didn't seem to be. Those girls wore it as a badge of honor. They didn't come back years later and go, Ted Nugent took my virginity when I was 14. And there's plenty of women that have that story. They didn't come back and file lawsuits or whatever.
Chicken or the egg? Were the girls going after the guys in the bands because they heard their songs about young girls? Or were the guys writing the songs about young girls because that's who was chasing them?
I mean, it's probably low from column A. I mean, these are rock stars.
Like, if you hear a song like she's only 16 and you're like, damn, I'm 16? I can make this happen.
But I wonder what the shift was in the audience. When did that happen? Because if you were to go to a youngish rock band's show now, you wouldn't see young girls. You'd see dudes in black T-shirts, right? But there were young girls at like Aerosmith shows, Kiss shows,
I think that's just of
Poison
the time,
shows.
though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
when did that shift? The 80s were notorious for this. The hair bands, because they looked like girls. So they were like, let's figure this out,
well,
right?
It depends on the bands you're going to, though, because all those emo bands of the 2000s, that was all girls watching them.
But they were too young to go backstage.
Didn't
And we're in
stop them.
Well, yeah, but those guys, nobody's accusing Fall Out Boy of like fingering 14-year-olds.
Not
You know what I mean? Like,
Fall Out Boy. Well, the times had changed by then, too.
that's what I'm saying. When was that shift?
I would say the 90s.
The 90s. Because I have to imagine.
But there were some guys that got called out for doing that.
But years later, when these girls got older and they got to be 30 and they were like, this guy groomed me when I was 13, right? I have to imagine that a 13-year-old Mary Santora would have done anything to get backstage at a Backstreet Boys show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
She would have done anything to get backstage at a Backstreet Boys show 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Kidding me?
She likes them so much, she bore the indignity of wearing their shirt.
I just did that in New York, too. I looked great.
Oh, God.
I have 2 shirts.
Imagine.
A 13-year-old and he had a Jessie Mccartney show.
Who?
Jessie McCartney.
I was just doing my impression of America. Who's Jessie McCartney?
Beautiful soul.
Yeah.
Come on. I want you in
Not
your
helping
beautiful
me.
soul.
He's like
Not helping me. Was he a one-hit wonder or two-hit wonder?
No,
He
he
was like
he had pretty good. He's like a lighter Justin Bieber.
He had the little,
How do you get lighter than
frosted tips.
lighter
and
looking or?
No, like he wasn't as famous as
music.
Justin Bieber, but music-wise, he was the same.
He's Bieber Light is what you're trying to say. I
Yes.
see. Jessie McCartney.
Yeah.
Okay. Was he the How Do You Talk to an Angel guy? He doesn't look familiar at all. Jessie McCartney says he's a soap actor.
He was. I mean, he played,
Oh, I see.
He played on One Tree Hill, I think, for a little bit.
He did? I didn't know that.
Oh, so okay, he had like the swoopy bangs and
Yeah.
okay, I
He
see.
looked very.
He was in a group called Dream Street. Like whenever you're watching,
Street.
whenever you're watching like the TV Guide channel, their little commercial would
so
pop up.
Cute. Oh my god.
I don't want another pretty. Like when he's singing, it was like he's singing to me. 13-year-old me. He was on Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Well, I remember that, and I saw a lot of those episodes when my older kids were little. Anyway, I mentioned this because Demi Lovato is calling out Wilmer Valderrama.
Oh no.
And I think this is kind of odd. Demi Lovato has no shortage of issues. The gal has issues. I think she's lovely. I think she's talented. I think she should, all success be unto her. But she is filled to the brim with issues, this girl. And she's got a song called 29. And she basically says that Wilmer Valderrama, in her lyrics in the song, that he groomed her because they dated they met when he was 29 and she was 17. And she ran up to him and was like, oh my God, you're so hot, blah, blah, blah. And he said, get away from me, you're not 18. So they were friends. And of course, as soon as she turned 18, all bets were off. And as we've mentioned many, many times in these situations, your brain isn't even done like fully forming until you're in your early 20s. But are you that hard up for material for songs? Because he didn't do anything wrong. 18 might be young. Some people might think it's creepy. It's not illegal.
How old was he?
29.
He was 29.
29.
Well, he was
Okay.
30 by the time she was 18, and then they ended up dating for about 6 years.
They
Very
dated for a
famously.
long time.
I think they were engaged at some point, whatever. Obviously, she's got a new album coming out, so she's looking to, drop little nuggets of stuff that'll get people like me talking about it. But I thought that was a very strange way to go. I don't know why anyone is dating female pop stars anymore. Because when it inevitably goes south, they're writing a song about you, and then everybody around is looking at you like, oh my God. And he's like,
can't
what? She was 18
believe-
years old.
Right.
What do you want from me?
This is
I
tour
did everything
promo.
by the book. Huh?
This is tour promo.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I think that's an odd...
It's messed up because
She can do whatever she wants in her music, but it's just I think that's a really... It's different if you come out and you go, I was 14 and he was trying to get his hand in my pants. This guy clearly was like, nope.
I honestly think that she is, if she's trying to like call out and me to him or something like that, she is gonna have a rude awakening because I feel like a lot more people will be on Wilmer's side than hers because girls love him, guys love him, like everyone's a fan of Wilmer.
I don't even know if it's a side thing. I'm just saying. I mean, this is what she went through. This is her experience. But I just think that's an odd direction to go. I don't know.
But grooming
it seems
like,
strange.
There's
She
plenty
didn't accuse him of that, but the lyrics in the song
suggest that.
are very suggestive of that. What the F's consent is one of the lines in the song. Like, he waited until you were 18 years old. He said, get the hell away from it. I don't even want to be seen with you because you're 17 years old. So I don't know where like the groom... I'm real fuzzy on the grooming thing, too, because grooming always meant something very specific to me, and so many MAGA types have wiped their ass with it in this kind of disingenuous way that actual grooming, people that are guilty of that, are going to be getting a free pass at some point. 17 and 29, she sings about in this song. I just thought it was weird, because for a long time, they seemed like they were like,
Happy?
they're having fun. And they probably were. I didn't realize he was that much older than she is.
I did, but like it's
12 years.
It's normal in Hollywood.
That's not that big of a deal. I mean, I guess
it's
when
because,
you're 18,
right?
yeah.
I mean, a difference between you and Gwen is 10 years, but the difference between 50 and 40 is much smaller than the difference between 30 and 20.
I guess.
But some
I mean,
girls love older guys. There were girls in my school.
There's a girl at my show on Sunday, and she said she just broke up with a guy that was 30 years older than her, and she was in her early 30s.
Like some
crazy.
girls
Yeah.
just don't like guys their age for whatever reason.
When I was in my early 20s, I hooked up with a dude who was like 50. And I was like, I can't do this. It happened one time that I hooked up with a guy that was that much older than me.
That's not a relationship.
No, it was just like a
hooking
one-night
up.
thing.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You hook up with somebody who's 80,
Right.
For the story.
But even that, I was just like, even conversation was tough. And like, I was like, he was really cute and we were at a bar, whatever, we're talking and this, that, the other. But it was just one of those things where I was like, man, I couldn't do this.
I can't sustain not understanding his references.
See,
Right.
And your issue is the exact opposite of my issue. I was like, oh wow, I can do this. I was like, I have no problem doing this at all. I need to get out of this
Right.
because I can be comfortable. Like older men, like 40s, 50s. I've never been with a 60-year-old or anything like that. But I think early 50s I've been with, and I was like, that's really not that bad. I was like, damn it, Dad, it's all your fault. Why? And later in life, I'm like, wow, this is really nice. I'm cuddling with this dude. Like he's like, you want to do a movie? I'm like, sure.
Because old men want to stay at home, and that's all Cody ever wants.
It was
to do.
great. It was a fabulous life. He's like, I'll make us dinner. I'm like, you make us dinner? I'm like, don't you got to go to work? He's like, no. He's like, I work remote. And he was like, I run the business, so I can pop in whenever I want. I was
Right.
like,
Why don't you stay with him?
well,
Because
we weren't
Bill,
dating.
he worked remotely, but his affections were also remote. It didn't work out so well for him. Alan, my wife and I went to Harry Styles, and believe me, there's a majority of young. Yeah, I'm not talking about pop stars. I'm talking about back in the day.
Rock
bands
bands
had young girls at the show
Well,
because
there's not really rock bands coming up anymore. When's the last new rock band?
that might be part of it too. And the ones that do come up are kind of musically paying homage to those older bands.
Yeah.
So, like, what the hell are they called?
Greta Van Fleet.
Greta Van Fleet.
Them, the 1975.
Yeah, but they're kind of all over the place musically.
They are, but they
Yeah.
have a lot of, like, my older daughters, like, they were into them.
Yeah. Well, they're called the 1975. I mean, I give them some. Alan,
And they weren't bad. That was stuff when they put that on. I was, a lot of the music they were listening to wasn't my thing. And then they put that on. I was like, oh, I can ignore this.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, that Someone Else song is awesome. I think that's what it's called. 1975 had a song called Someone Else.
I don't know that band.
Alan, it stopped when we moms who grew up in the 80s decided we didn't want our daughters doing what we did.
Maybe.
A lot of do as I say, not as I do. Well, that's no fun. Was good enough for you, wasn't it good enough for them?
Why would you
Yeah.
rob them of the same joy you
How
used
you
to have?
learn, though.
I mean, every parent wants to absolutely protect their kid from the stuff they did. But it's like, I didn't do that much stuff, so I just tell my kids to be careful. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Have fun.
But then you also
For me.
had music evolve so much, too, where it wasn't just one set. It wasn't just rock and country, and then, like, hip-hop changed the whole landscape of everything. So you got a lot of they're the new rock stars. I mean,
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly, that's a lot of young girls that go see him.
Drake.
Post Malone, like that's
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe that's what it is then. I mean, once those girls tried to get into Run DMC's Clamshell Adidas, it was
yeah.
all over.
Well,
Alan,
they
you-
had that song. It's tricky.
I thought you were say My Adidas.
No.
Alan, you were talking about Alex Jones sending nude pictures of his wife to Roger Stone. I read that his wife has said she had no idea that he was doing that. So he wasn't
he's gonna be back in court for another divorce.
in suit again. Yeah.
Alex Jones, Alex Jones, Alex Jones, Alex Jones.
I love that Motown sound. Alan Cox Show After Hours line to call us there. I'll leave voicemail. 216-986-8903.
Hey, Alan, it's Tony in Brunswick. I was listening to yesterday's podcast and Mary talking about her breakfast adventure in Chicago at the fancy restaurant and how the waiter didn't really know about chocolate chip pancakes. Who goes to a restaurant and asks for things not on the menu and is then surprised when the person working there doesn't know what it is? Of course they don't know what it is. It's not on the menu. I don't know. It's just something that stuck out to me. I thought it was kind of funny. All right. Hate the show. Bye-bye.
I
Okay,
mean,
hold on. By that logic, he's saying that if I went to an Olive Garden and I said, "Hey, do you guys have hamburgers?" and the waiter was like, "What the hell is a hamburger?" That wouldn't be weird to you?
we don't have BLTs on the menu, sir. I don't know what that is.
I wasn't saying that I was shocked that they didn't have
You were
it.
asking if they could make them.
I knew they had pancakes. I have a 6-year-old with me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Hey, do you guys have any chocolate chips you could throw onto these pancakes?"
Mm-hmm.
And she acted like she had never heard of a chocolate chip pancake before.
Right.
That's what threw me off. I wasn't like
She was big timing you.
I wasn't like, I can't believe you're not giving me this item on the menu that doesn't exist. I was a little like, oh, surprised.
What do you mean you don't have caramel vichyssoise
Right.
for brunch?
Maybe this guy has some sort of amnesia where he has worked as a server and he only knows the food
On that menu.
on the menu
They've
of the
never
place he
heard of-
works.
You've never
Well, he
heard of
forgets
any
it.
other food item.
He's got like a memento type thing where he forgets what every other food
God.
is except the place he's serving.
Right. No, that's crazy logic. That's absolutely insane.
Anyone working in the food industry who's never heard of chocolate chip pancakes should be fired immediately.
That's what I mean.
That's different than ordering them.
No, I wasn't saying go buy me chocolate chips and make this special request.
So, ma'am, it's a regular pancake, but instead of mushrooms that we put in, it's chocolate chips?
What?
What are you talking about?
Oh God, I wouldn't. That's funny. That's a funny way to think about it.
People are giving me a hard time because I couldn't find my notifications on Instagram. I didn't know
You are
where.
an old man,
No, I'm on it all the time. I just don't check my notifications.
so you just post something and then never look at
I
it
post
again.
and ghost.
You
I don't
never,
care.
You don't read the comments. You don't
If
comment back. You don't
No,
like
if
look
I-
how many views it has or anything.
No,
like
I don't care about that. If I look and somebody I know has left a comment, I might reply to them.
Got it.
Maybe. But I'm not going through. Because you guys, and I tell people this all the time, who break your guys' balls for social media. You guys monetize social media.
Yes.
I do not.
Right.
I don't
You
use
could,
it the same
but you
way.
don't need it.
But I also don't, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
You guys use it in a different way than I do. That's why I love comedians on social media. And you guys know this. You might even be guilty of this. And I can't blame anybody because it's just how you do it. When you have a post that blows up, right? And you can never plan for that.
Right.
So it's always unexpected. You guys have both had posts that blew up. Now, what I always think is funny is when that person goes back and goes, oh my God, I just saw one this morning. Somebody posted something and it blew up. This is not someone I know. It's just someone on Twitter. And they immediately come back with, hey, if you think that's funny, follow me here. Come see my show at Side Splitters. And people are like, I guess because you have to.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you're trying to get the heat. So
Right, but people are like, we're good. We just like the way you caption that picture.
Yeah.
Like it's
the closest I do to that is on my YouTube videos. I just say watch my special. So like I'll leave that as the comment on pretty much every post that I make, in case they go, okay, I like this, and then they'll click on that, and hopefully they'll,
there's no downside
that.
to it.
Yeah,
Right?
I do it at the end of the video sometimes. If there's like, I'll have like
That's good
a
to
little
do, too.
trail of
Yeah.
laughter. I'll just say like tour dates in bio
Yeah.
or something like that. Or
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people who specifically tweet, hey, follow me here.
yeah.
Come see me. Hey, if you think that's funny, they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we thought that was funny.
I never even try to get
You
cross followers because it's just I feel like it kills the algorithm anyway, so it's not even worth trying.
stupid murdered algorithm.
idiot.
I got a break. I'll have those Trivium tickets for you. If you dig Trivium, they're coming through with a handful of good bands. They're going to play October 22nd downtown at the House of Blues. So those tickets after the break. 35192 if you want to text for anything else, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app.